Fugitives from Fame. Motion Picture Magazine. August 1928. Malibu Beach, the movie star's paradise. Here, the pampered darlings of the screen with money enough to indulge every whim enjoy the greatest luxuries they can find, escape from their own fame, freedom from their marble villas and imported limousines and high-salaried servants, the privilege of wearing old clothes and going unshaven and unmarcelled. Along the California coast are scattered board shanties. Their squatter inmates look out enviously on the stream of glittering automobiles that roll past their doors and mutter, "If I had their money, I'd enjoy myself too." And the movie stars, with money enough to do what they wish, find nothing more desirable to buy than a bare board shanty on a stretch of California beach where they can do their own housework. Malibu Beach. "I simply had to have some place," the star with the famous eyes tells you tragically, "where I can get away from all this." Her gesture indicates the studio lot behind the dressing room door. "A place," she adds, "where I can forget my work." On weekends, you will find the star with the famous eyes at Malibu, with exactly the same crowd she sees every day at the studio, sitting about on the sands talking of the pictures they have just made, or are making, or are going to make. A year ago, this spot, where 50 motion picture players have built cottages, was a strip of desolate beach walled off from the world by rugged California hills at the back and rocky promontories on either end. 12 months ago, this sandy shore, 14 miles north of Santa Monica, echoed to the stamp of great cattle herds. Today, the million-dollar feet of movie stars leave the print on the same golden sands. For it is on the old herding grounds of the Malibu Ranch that the film millionaires have established the most exclusive colony in the world. Anna Q. Nielsen started it all off when she built a $2,000 cottage on the lonesomest strip of shore she could find. It was Anna's idea that she would be able to slip away weekends to this cottage and commune with nature. But being the most hospitable soul in the world, Anna invited her friends out to commune with her. And since Anna's friends consist of the entire population of Hollywood, Malibu Beach was not lonesome any longer. Simplicity and isolation do not come cheap. The enterprising owners of the beach refused to sell lots to the clamoring picture people. Instead, they leased them for a period of 10 years at a monthly rental which is nobody's business. By the time the public had awakened to the enterprise, every square foot of the beach was taken. Today, picture players who heard about Malibu too late and outsiders anxious to rub elbows with the stars are clamoring for lots, but there is none to be had. It is rumored that famous sums have been offered for transfers of leases, but if transfers are ever made, there is an unwritten law that they must go to someone in the profession. With a private road running into this secluded domain, and with a watchman patrolling both beach and road, the most persistent movie fan hasn't a chance for a look-in. At last, the stars have found a spot where they can play without the world looking on. The cottages with the ocean almost in the front yard are of all types, from simple little 4-room shacks to elaborate 2-story dwellings. Malibu Beach is one place in the world where the size and pretentiousness of a dwelling make not the slightest difference in the owner's popularity or social standing. Here, money, pose, and pretense are forgotten. Any old kind of clothes is worn, one-piece bathing suits being the favorite. Lillian Tashman, for instance, prefers rather dressy bright red pajamas, while Ronald Colman chooses baggy duck trousers and an old pull-on sweater. Famous marcelled bobs are allowed to lose their curl, while the screen's most romantic lovers forget to shave. And gentlemen of the movies celebrated for the immaculate correctness of their attire dress for dinner in a bathing suit. Hospitality and open house are in the air. "Come on in and have a sandwich and a glass of something cool to drink," shouts Marie Prevost as she espies you passing her door. Marie has a closet filled with bathing suits and negligées of all sizes ready for visiting friends. "Come over to my clam bake tonight," invites Louise Fazenda as you stop to watch her taking her exercises on the sand. The public, barred from this colorful spot, whispers all sorts of gossip about the goings-on of this new colony. But the movie players, used to all kinds of reports, pay not the slightest attention. If Mr. and Mrs. Grundy from Podunk should break through the patrol and happen to see the fair Gilda Gray originating a new dance on the beach in front of her house, they would probably rush out to tell the world that half-naked girls were dancing on the sand. They couldn't be convinced that this was a part of Gilda's daily routine. No doubt the sight of Marie Prevost and Phyllis Haver playing leapfrog on the water's edge would give rise to many a whispered story. Is it any wonder that the picture folk wanted a secluded spot? Neil Hamilton owns the only sailboat in the colony, and there is real excitement when it comes rolling in on the crest of a big wave. One day when I was down there, Neil, Ronald Coleman, and Warner Baxter came in from a 2 hours fishing trip. Each claimed the 6 rock bass they had in a pail. "Come in to dinner tonight," shouted Neil to everybody in sight as he ran into his kitchen door with the catch. He has named his cottage Digby, while Mr. Coleman, who lives next door, calls his Beau Geste. Herbert Brennan, the director, plans to live at Malibu Beach the year round. He has one of the most attractive homes in the colony. Next door to him lives Raoul Walsh in another lovely villa. These two friends leased 3 lots, dividing 1.5 lots between them. This gives them ample space for large homes, and Mr. Brennan has a big tennis court at the rear. A colorful plaque swinging from a post in the front of Mr. Brennan's lot announces that this is the house of Peter Pan. Quaint pointed gables painted red and long leaded glass windows that swing wide open bring memories of the house from which Wendy and Peter Pan flew out into the world. Virginia Valley's house is called Halakulani, a Hawaiian word meaning a bit of heaven. "It is just that to me after a hard day at the studio," says Miss Valley. The very last cottage in the row at the north end has just been built and is still unfurnished. "Too bad Richard Dix didn't get his house completed before he had to go to the hospital," said Hal Wallace as he walked down the line with us. Mr. Wallace, you will remember, is the husband of Louise Fazenda and publicity director at Warner Brothers Studio. "This would have been an ideal place for Dix to convalesce," he added. We walked back to Miss Fazenda's cottage, located in almost the middle of the colony. Just south of her, Bob Leonard and his wife, Gertrude Olmsted, are rushing their cottage to completion. Alan Dwan is just beyond them, while neighbor to him is Fred Beatson, representative of Will Hayes. He is not there as a chaperone, as some might think, but for the simple reason that he enjoys a seclusive beach. Carl Dane, who used to belong to the Carpenters Union before he made a big hit as the doughboy in the Big Parade, is actually building his home down there. Like Mr. Brennan, he plans on making Malibu Beach his residence the year round. The cottages that are just being completed are much more elaborate than those built at first. Dorothy McHale is about ready to move into her 8-room dwelling, which seems too expensive to be built on leased ground. Sally O'Neill is another newcomer who has an elaborate home. There are no telephones at Malibu Beach, and until this summer, there was no way of communicating with the outside world except by special trips into town. 2 enterprising college boys have recently established a unique system. For $5 a week, they deliver a daily paper, run errands, deliver telegrams, etc., and patrol the private road running back of the cottage every 2 hours of the day. This picture colony has started real estate activity along the beach above and below the movie colony, but scheme as they will, the public cannot crash.